I have been watching what is going on in some of these Asian countries, along with their birth rate. What is going on in their economy is very fascinating, especially fascinating to me because I know that the United States could very well go to these type of things, especially as we are seeing an increase in NEETs ourselves. That stands for not in employment, education, or training. So we're going to talk about China again. So in quotes, it says, rotten tail kids. China's rising youth unemployment breeds new working class. And what you see right here, these are job seekers looking at a job fair. So they're looking for employment, but their economy right now is just not suitable, or they're just not wanting to pay people more. I don't know. But let's get into this article. Rising unemployment in China is pushing millions of college graduates into a tough bargain, with some forced to accept low paying work or even subsist on their parents' pension, a plight that has created a new working class of rotten tail kids. The phrase has become a social media buzzword this year, drawing parallels to the catchword rotten tail buildings for the tens of millions of unfinished homes that have plagued China's economy since 2021. I don't think it's fair to call these people rotten tail kids if the economy is sucking right now and if employers aren't paying them very much money. Talking about these low pay jobs. A record number of college graduates this year are hunting for jobs in a labor market depressed by COVID 19 induced disruptions, as well as regulatory crackdowns on the country's finance, tech, and education sectors. The jobless rate for the 100 million Chinese youth aged 16 to 24 crept up above 20% for the first time in April last year, when it hit an all time high of 21.3% in June 2023. Officials abruptly suspended the data series to reassess how numbers were compiled. 1 year on, youth unemployment remains a headache, with the reconfigured jobless rates spiking to a 2024 high of 17.1% in July, as 11.79 million college students graduated this summer in an economy still weighed down by its real estate crisis. All of this works hand in hand. If the economy sucks, if jobs aren't paying very well to where these people can survive on their own, obviously they're not going to be able to buy real estate and have families, and the birth rate in these places will continue to plummet. It all works hand in hand. So these governments that can't grapple with the birth rate crisis and all of that have got to get a grapple hold on the economy. President Xi Jinping has repeatedly stressed that finding jobs for young people remains a top priority. The government has called for more channels for the youth to access potential employers, such as job fairs, and has rolled out supportive business policies to help boost hiring. For many Chinese college graduates, better job prospects, upward social mobility, a sunnier life outlook, all things once promised by a college degree have increasingly become elusive, says Yoon Zhu, assistant professor of sociology at the University of Michigan. Some jobless young people have returned to their hometown to be full time children, relying on their parents' retirement pensions and savings. That is a Ponzi scheme that will not last long. It says even those with postgraduate degrees haven't been spared. After spending years climbing China's ultra competitive academic ladder, rotten tail kids are discovering that their qualifications are failing to secure them jobs in a bleak economy. Their options are limited. Either they cut their expectations for top paying jobs or find any job to make ends meet. Some have also turned to crime. Zypher Kao obtained a master's degree from the prestigious China Foreign Affairs University in Beijing last year. Now 27 and back in his home province of Hebei, Kao has stopped seeking full-time work after lower than expected wages made him question the value of his education. If I worked for 3 or 4 years after my undergraduate studies, my salary would probably be similar to what I get now with a master's degree. Cal said he was considering pursuing a PhD in hopes his prospects would improve in a few years. Amanda Chen, a recent graduate from Hubei University of Chinese Medicine, quit her sales job at a state owned enterprise last week after just 1 month. She blamed her decision on the toxic work culture and her boss's unrealistic expectations. For the first 15 days of her probation, she was getting just 60 yuan, $840 a day, despite having to work 12 hours a day. That's slave labor. Come on now. If this is what is going on, this type of toxic work culture and unrealistic expectations, do they really think that these people are going to want to work for these jobs? This is probably the main part of this article that should have been highlighted really early on. She said, I cried every day for a week. Chen had wanted to become a quality inspector or a researcher, jobs she thought would match her skills as a traditional Chinese medicine major. But over 130 letters later, she was offered mostly sales or e commerce related positions. Chen says she was reconsidering her career path altogether and might turn to modeling. Uncertain outlook. Joblessness among college graduates is not without precedent. In 1999, China dramatically expanded the enrollment capacity of universities in a bid to produce a better educated workforce to drive its fast growing economy. But the supply of graduates kept exceeding the jobs, with authorities expressing concern in 2007 over job availability, an issue that receded but never fully faded as more youth armed with degrees entered the market. The outlook is uncertain even when a student's major aligns with the market needs. Xiao Chen finished her third year at Beijing University of Post and Telecommunications this year, majoring in AI. However, Chen has yet to secure an internship after more than a dozen applications and remains pessimistic about the job market. It may be worse, she said. After all, there will be more and more people in this field. Supply of tertiary students will exceed demand from 2024 through 2037, after which the effects of falling fertility rates will kick in and sharply narrow the gap. According to a study published in June by China Higher Education Research, a journal under the Education Ministry, new college graduates will likely peak around 18 million by 2034. So $1 equals 7.14 Chinese yuan. So they have to wait over a decade before things stabilize there. This economy is going to be a mess for a while, and the whole falling fertility rate is going to continue to fall because who can have kids like this? These college educated kids will still be living with their parents if their parents are still alive. So this is not sustainable. This is, financial insecurity, housing insecurity. This is just going to be a complete mess. You guys join the conversation. Like I said early on, I don't like that they're calling them rotten tail kids because this is more so about their rotten economy and rotten economics and rotten job culture and rotten pay. But that's what I'm thinking. You guys go ahead and weigh in.